I'm having mimosa in my plastic cup because I'm not as fancy as it looks.
Okay. Yeah,
I
because
might
it
get,
looked
I
red
have
from
some
here.
rosé that I got. Yes, $5 rosé from Target. So
Hey, don't insult rosé like that.
it's pretty
She's more
good.
than $5.
It didn't have a beard. His rose didn't have a beard.
Instead of like unoaked, it's like, do you have the unbearded rosé?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back for episode 3 of season 14, Condone Yourself. I'm Joe, and we have Kelly.
Hey, everybody.
We have OT.
What's up, people?
And we have a lot to talk about this episode.
Oh, my God. So much.
So let's just go ahead and get into
What did
it.
you 42 looks? Is that what you said?
Yes, there were 3 challenges. 3 times 7 is 21. Times 2 is 42. I think I'm terrible at math, which is why I'm a psychologist. But
no, that sounds right to me. Okay. 42 looks, a pair of balls. I love it.
Yes, it was a pair of balls.
It was a pair of balls. But first things first, I am so excited that we were right about the Willy Wonka thing. And two,
again,
that Orion's story is getting another chance to have a story.
Yes. Yeah.
Come on, Michigan Queen.
Yeah, I was excited about the entire episode. I loved that we didn't get that moment where the girls sort of click off and go, "Oh, my group is better than your group." Like there was an instant there was an instant camaraderie. There was an instant like fangirling of each other. Like, oh, I know her. I'm a fan. Oh, I know her. Oh, I really, really enjoyed that. The dynamic of us against them did not rear its head yet.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, they tried to set it up like that for a minute, like suspenseful music. And then all of a sudden, everybody was like, ah! And then it was.
Yeah, that was good. I was surprised at the bringbacks. I will say that. And I know we'll discuss Untucked, but I was Team Cornbread in Untucked when Cornbread discussed just not being super, like being happy but not happy that the other girls got a second chance. Because I mean, for me at this point, I've been in the game 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I made it through one challenge on my own and then waited for another challenge. I think I'm 2 steps closer to the crown, and now all of a sudden I'm right back at the starting line. That can't feel good.
This is Drag Race. It's not the first time this has happened. This is a probability. With every season, somebody's going to come back. And almost every season of Drag Race, multiple people have come back. It happens.
And then there's the queens that roll with that. Like even Cornbread, she didn't let it bother her. But June, you could tell, was bothered.
And where was she going with that conversation with Orion? Let me take you aside a little bit. I was not happy with you coming back, but I'm happy you're here. And I was like, you started this conversation. Did you have any idea where you wanted to take it? Because girl, why?
That was like having a painful, like a non-apology from like a coworker or
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right. Like, and Orion is like, okay, girl, whatever. Like Orion's like
it was super weird.
It really highlighted what we've been sensing all along with her is like her insecurities. And so I felt bad for her because I felt like she was just in quicksand, but it was very awkward to watch. Very awkward.
Yeah. So let's talk about we lost Kelly, and the pussy's back. Hey, puss.
Cat from behind the computer.
Right. We have pussy and cleavage.
That's my drag name. That's my drag
Girl.
name.
Pussy cleavage. Oh my God, that's a cool drag name.
Pussy cleavage.
Yes, pussy cleavage.
Pussy cleavage.
I think I'm going to go by that from now on. Pussy cleavage.
Or you could do
Yes.
like
You should do
pussy
octopus
cleavage.
cleavage.
Pussy cleavage.
Pussy.
So let's talk about something that really brings me joy, and Joe brought it up already. The fact that we were right about the chocolate bars. I love being right. It's my favorite thing. And I love guessing stuff because it makes me feel smarter than people. And I enjoy that too. So I am excited about that. And I'm also excited that we're sort of having to wait for it.
If you get the gold one, so let's say you lip sync, you lose, you open it and it's gold. Does the other person go home automatically or no?
No, Shantae, they both stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also, speaking of the things they've done in the past, I do like that they just brought both queens back right now. And so it's a fresh start.
Yes.
There's not some weird middle of the season. They haven't done half the challenges and now they're back randomly. So I did appreciate that too.
Yes, agreed.
I was happy because they did that with Elliot with 2 T's after she got eliminated twice.
Twice. 3 times. She got eliminated 3 times on that first episode. 3 times.
Poor thing. I was like, girl, I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, in the history.
In the history. I actually have a more positive response to Diabetti or Diabetica. Her name not Diabetica. So I definitely have a more positive response to Diabetti, and I'm interested to see what she brings more to the table. Hopefully she comes into her uniqueness a little bit more.
Speaking of people bringing more to the table, let me just I need a moment. So I'm gonna steal this moment for you all because I have to have a talk with Miss Lady Camden. I apologize. You brought it this episode for me. Like, for me, Lady Camden completely blew me away this episode. I take it all back because there was one moment in the show that just had me in pure tears and stitches when she kept screaming, "Yeah." Oh my God.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, when you were saying Lady Camden, I was just gonna say one of my favorite parts is like that her and Angeria are friends and are like bonding because those two are so fun together. Like that's such a fun duo.
Yeah. And I mean, I love to hear that, OT, because again, I was right. Yeah. I told you, Lady Camden. I like Lady Camden. I think she's gonna have something interesting to show. She's gonna be a little bit of a dark horse. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
and on the same note, another person who did a 180 for me during this episode is Jasmine Kennedy. All of the things that she didn't show me in the first episode about that New York thing came out in this episode for me.
Wait, in a bad way?
In a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way Jasmine came across in this episode was really, really unflattering. I will say I was still into her fashion. I thought 2 of her 3 looks were fantastic. We'll get to the looks in a moment. And I won't I'm gonna say this jokingly. I think she was edited poorly.
Blame it on the edit.
Right. I think she was edited poorly.
Yeah, but she said and did everything, and the queen's reactions to her are valid.
Right.
Well, and if what we're seeing just from the edits is her talking too much, I can't imagine unedited what it's like.
It must be like sitting in a room with me.
I mean, all those queens are talking a lot, and for them to get annoyed by this one, that says something.
when cornbread tells you that you are doing too much, you really need to evaluate how you are
Like
handling
she
yourself.
already wrote the whole show. What I did like is also another relationship forming, which is Willow and Cornbread.
Oh
Such
my
a sweet
God.
relationship.
That was gonna be
Oh,
my can do if no
I
one talked
love
about it
that.
beforehand, because that was so sweet. And
So
let me tell
sweet.
you like why I like that so much. Twofold. One, it's because Willow, like a lot of other queens, is downplaying and not making a big deal about the
A
things
really serious medical
the
condition.
things that she's
Yeah.
legitimately struggling with,
Right,
right?
like legitimate issues, not
Like,
like,
not-
oh, I'm just in my head, like real serious
Like
physical issues.
I can't feel my hands to be able to sew and like do like tiny hemlines and all of that kind of stuff, right? So she's not saying anything, and something tells me that's just how she is in life. Probably is just like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain.
doesn't complain. But then Cornbread also recognizing that and not making a big deal about it, and just on the sly being like, "I get you some water. Like we'll help. You know, we don't have to make a big thing out of it, but like I'm gonna help you." It was so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a safe space for them both.
It was beautiful. Speaking of cornbread and unexpected moments, Boo, you giving away thousands of dollars now? You giving away $1,000 for a bug? Like, is that a thing? Like, are you that?
She already won. She already.
I mean,
won
yeah, she won
$5,000.
5,000. You just gave away 20% of your profit, honey.
That is too much. That is
Yeah.
And anybody
20%.
could.
I would have ate it too.
Right.
Same.
For $1,000, sure.
Yeah.
I would have done it for $100.
Yeah, girl, I was about to say, give me a good cheeseburger and the right fries and some curly fries. Yeah, sure, why not?
But that's where I was like, okay, Diabetes, you have a little moment there, because she was just like, and then the way she ate it, she was like, I eat ass, I can eat a bug.
Right. Tastes like grass.
Yeah, now on tour, everyone's gonna be like, cornbread, I have a dragonfly, I'm gonna eat it. How much you gonna give me?
Right.
Cornbread, I got a ladybug, I got a spider, cornbread.
And that's a marketing moment, right?
It is.
Like
it is.
It's one of those moments that you have to take and capitalize on. If cornbread does not have or Diabetes, one of the two, right? If you don't have shirts with your face and a dragonfly, you've missed the mark.
Yeah.
Right.
You've missed the mark.
Right.
That's from us. You're welcome.
Yes.
Free advice from Condone Yourself.
You need a t-shirt that says like dragon like fly, and it has like someone like whipping their hair back.
Yes.
Like,
Exactly. Look, listen, for marketing advice, please watch Condone Yourself.
Please email us at condoneyourselfpodcast
Right. condoneyourselfpodcast@gmail.com.
The other moment that I kind of enjoyed was the moment with Maddie Morphosis when she was signing the chocolate, and then to the pit crew, she's like, "Oh, you're big." And Rue's like, "Something's changing."
So flustered. You were so flustered.
That was very funny. It's always fun for me when you see a straight man become aware of a physical attraction to another man.
Yeah.
It's always fun especially when they just embrace it. And you saw Maddie like struggling with that and just kind of letting it happen.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. It really was fun.
Yeah.
There's like a very thin line between like envy and desire, because you're looking at someone's body and you're thinking like, I wish I looked like that, or like that is a sexy form, and like maybe I should try to like, be like that. But then something else is happening inside where you're like, I'm liking this.
Yes.
I'm liking what that looks like.
I just want to touch.
Right.
Just a little touch.
Touch all of it. Touch all of this cleavage. Touch all of this clavicle. Yes. Can I be in the House of Hall with these clavicles? Look.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Come on, Jada Essence. Give me a call. Look at these clavicles, Jada. I want to be in the House of Hall. My favorite moment, and I guess we're not doing condos and condones at this moment, but this is still my favorite moment, was, and again, going back to Joe, I'm so happy Orion is back, because the moments that she shared, the moments when she was on screen, she's so likable.
She is.
She's so likable. And you really just want to root for her. And you want to, like, she reminds me, I know this is a huge comparison. So, you know, if this comes back to bite me in the butt, I'm fine with it. But she reminds me of Adore Delano. Like, she's so likable, but she's so raw, right? And she just needs somebody to put some polish on it.
Yeah.
You know, she needs somebody to take her and go, what you're doing is great. Here's how you polish it off and elevate it without losing who you are. And I'm so happy she's back. I'm so happy she's back.
I agree. She's interesting. I don't know if she'll fully develop in this show. You know, I don't know if this show is really going to enhance like what we would want eventually to see from her.
Right.
But I am totally bought in to see like where this goes.
Being from Grand Rapids, there's like it can be good and bad, right? It's bad because
You're talking Michiganders are talking right now.
Michigan, yes. I live an hour from there, right? So they shouldn't have a big like family of drag. There's not a ton of queens and a ton of, so then you miss out on some of the mentorship, like you were talking about, OT. You miss out on some of like the shows and the backstage stuff with like some bigger people. Like if you're a New York queen, an LA queen, like some of these bigger cities, you're around dozens of queens all the time, and you're getting tips, and you're getting, you know, like you're elevating your game comparatively. But the upside is it's like that, like vulnerable, humble kind of Midwest charm that is what draws us to her, right? Where she's not putting on any airs, she's just being herself.
Yeah. My favorite moment from the entire show for her was when Rue said, "Do you know you are beautiful?" And she was like, "Yes."
Speaking of humble, that's exactly what I'm saying.
She's like, you're gorgeous. Do you see that face? Yeah.
One more thing about the pre-runway is this emotional turmoil that they do in front of the mirrors is getting to be too much for me. But Cornbread's moment of like thinking about her family was so sad. And
Carrie.
Yeah, but like just watching, and they kept panning to Cornbread and like seeing like the tears form, and then like her, and that's another thing. Like she didn't want to make a big deal out of it. She just like stepped away for a moment, but it was so heartbreaking. And I'm like, I'm watching this shit to be entertained. Like I do not need to have tissues right now.
Right, triggered.
So
well, it gives you someone to like, knowing someone's story gives you a reason to want to see them do well in a competition.
Sure. Also, that vulnerability is really what draws you in, right? And we see that season after season where Rue talks about people letting you in, right? Breaking that fourth wall, bringing you into who they are and allowing you to see who they are. And I think that vulnerability is really one of the things that's going to keep Cornbread interesting, because it is not that third dress. It is not the third dress that she wore. That's not going to keep you interested. It is not that.
No, but it's also not the worst.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
bring it to
the runway. All right. First, before we start, I will say, and I think Michelle said this too. It took 14 seasons for everybody to realize you have to sew at least something, or be able to sew at least something, because I will say everyone had a garment to walk down.
Yeah.
You know, and it looked somewhat finished. It looked like decent. This was a true competition moment where there was no one lacking because they didn't sew and couldn't figure out a way to do it and bring it on stage. So congratulations, season 14 queens. May you go down in history of being able to do this. Collectively,
except for June, jumbled-aya, and Carrie. We're both
did you say jumbled-aya?
Jumbled-aya.
June, jumbled-aya. Love it.
And Carrie, I mean, Carrie was funnier because she's like, "Do I look like I sew?" And I was like, "No, you don't. People do things for you, and that is fine."
Yeah.
But use your resources. Use your resources.
She did.
She found a fan and Jasmine Kennedy, and Jasmine Kennedy showed right up like, "I can help you because you're so and so's daughter." And I was like, "Bitch, use your resources."
But
nothing wrong.
So June was really the only one that was the thing that we all hate, which is coming into Drag Race and not knowing how to sew at all. And there's like, that's going to be a thing. Get a sewing machine and practice, and get some of your drag mentors and like family to show you at least to the basics, and I think Ruth said that in the judging. It's like, you have to know at least the basics.
She did know the basics.
It was very basic.
Not only do you have to show your personality, but you got to be smart in what you do and how you do it, how you approach things. It's a mindset. I mean, look at Rose and Gottmik last season. They were doing things that, shocked us a little bit because we didn't think they had it, especially Gottmik. And Gottmik's like, I know I can do things,
right,
and slayed almost every challenge. Rose too. So it's like you're seeing a lot more like queens are being smarter when they come to Drag Race. And when you see queens who are just defeated from day one, it's like, bitch, what did you think was going to happen?
You have had 13 seasons plus All-Stars, plus other countries' drag races, plus, I mean, you have had so much content to realize what this thing is going to be like, what is required of you. And yet people show up as if like, oh my, I have to sew. I wasn't expecting to have to act.
The first challenge I have to sew. I was like, girl, any challenge could be the sewing challenge. It was nice to see that everyone kind of figured it out a little bit. There wasn't tragic moments. Although I did find it funny, and sorry to pick on June, but June's like, I'm a stylist, and they just cut to her shady editing, putting some beads on the shoulder and tying it. And I was like, really, girl?
Right.
Shady editing, shady.
A note on the themes here. I love the animal one. I didn't think red, white, and blue was the greatest choice.
I didn't enjoy that there were two balls. I thought it was just another way to divide the queens into two groups and create drama and tension that I am enjoying that the queens are not buying into.
Right.
I felt like maybe it was a way to make sure everyone had enough material to use.
Yeah, that okay. I'm here for that, but
budgetary concerns.
We only have so much left over from the political episode. Let's throw some zebra print in there. It was nice to see kind of like how everyone's styles were going to be. So Orion's story, Lady Camden. I mean, we pretty much got Angeria's style down. Like we understand like how these queens are based on this ball. Willow Pill too. We get a really good sense of them. And where some of the queens failed, and some of the ones I'm really shocked by is ones where you couldn't really tell what their style was. Maddie Morphosis, I'm sorry. I have no idea what to think of Maddie Morphosis because I don't think
I don't think she's polished enough yet as a
no
queen.
I don't I think
both like fashion wise and makeup wise, knowing her body proportions, all of it, like she's just not there yet.
The things she does great is great, right? It's wonderful, but I feel like some of those is just kind of like an accident. It's like shuffling the deck, and every once in a while you pull out an ace or a king, you pull out a high card, but for the most part you're pulling out like 2s and 3s, right? Yeah, so Maddie was one of my lowest ones. June was the only queen that got all negatives for me for every single look.
Really? I liked her first look with the zebra with the red on the inside.
Oh, with the jacket.
With
the jacket,
with the wig, with the shake and go wig.
I mean, okay, it wasn't, the outfit was nice. The outfit,
okay.
I didn't mind that.
Nice. So here's the thing. June came out last. I saw Alyssa, great. Bosco, great. Willow, great. Carrie, great. Cornbread, great. Orion, great. June,
You thought Cornbread and Orion were great? I thought I loved Cornbread's
for
pants.
their first look.
Yeah, those pants were cute. I like the pants.
Yeah, for the first look, I like both. I had a positive reaction. I love Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco zebra was everything. Also, her makeup has been the exact same every episode.
And at some point, I would think Michelle or somebody's gonna like clock her on that.
But here's the deal: she's so pretty. She's
Mhm.
like, even though that makeup is painted, it's so beautiful, and it works with her aesthetic, and she dresses to fit the makeup, so it never looks off.
Right.
She's the one that does the eyebrow, the dramatic eyebrows too.
Eyebrow, yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing something different from Bosco. But yeah, I wrote down when I was writing my notes, like zebra coat. Like that coat was gorgeous. It was Gorge W. Bush.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm sorry, Georges. I love George. I was so excited for Georges, but those outfits were basic as fuck to me.
The first one especially.
I can't even get to the outfit before I deal with that wig line in that first outfit.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, it looked like it was coming off. It was like right here in the center, right?
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah, a little off center, but
yeah,
it was very noticeable, and I could not believe none of the judges clocked her for that. Nobody said anything about that.
She made top 3 when you have people looking like Alyssa, when you have people looking like Bosco,
Lady Camden.
Lady Camden. Like, goddamn, really her?
Yeah, I was flabbergasted by the fact that Gorgeous was top 3.
She benefits so much from her swagger, like from her confidence, and
Which just goes to show you that is such a huge thing in Drag Race.
Yeah, because the judges are just like, I love her. Like they're not even like looking. They're just like, yay, Gorgeous is here again, and look how cute she is, and she's like so sexy, and she's owning the runway. It's like they just go into this weird like sleepy state where they're not even paying attention to the wig line or the fact that that dress was really basic, you know. I mean, she wore it well and it was sexy, but it wasn't anything like crazy,
but,
you know.
But like you said, like confidence is everything. And if you think that you are sexy, other people will. Because George's, like, she pushes that on you, like, oh, you're gonna feel this fantasy with me, and then people do.
Yeah. I will say George's, to me, her drag, at least this for this ball only, would have done really well in season 1, season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how basic I felt it was. I was like, bitch, I ain't seen a dress like this since, I don't know, 10 years ago. Like, I was just not impressed. And I thought she was going to bring, because her looks last week or the previous week were just so gorgeous. They were like a little simple, but they were like sparkle and, you know.
They were elevated.
Yeah. This, I did not see it. And for her to get top 3, her first 2 looks were negatives for me. How about that?
Well, her last look was so unfinished looking.
It looked Patrick. It looked like a toddler put that shit. The rough draft. That's what it looked like. It looked like a rough draft.
That was the one with like the cross.
Yeah,
but it looked like tattered cut.
Right.
Here. I didn't think that dress was great at all.
It looked so unfinished. I could not believe they were praising her the way they were praising her. I was very confused.
It looked like it was inside out and just took it out of the dryer and just hanging it with like a little bit of wrinkle and stuff like that. You know, it wasn't fully ironed out. It was a hot mess. I don't get it. I don't.
On the red, because we talked about the zebra, Angeria with that red baby doll look, it was so beautiful. Like,
she's killing it.
I'm starting to hate her for being so fantastic.
She's killing it.
I don't think she's
so good.
I do not think she's going to slip up on the runway. So if she slips up, it's going to come somewhere else.
Lady Camden's gypsy look. What?
Oh, I loved it. And she didn't think that look was strong. And I was like, it's so beautiful. It
was great. So beautiful.
And different.
Yeah. The first one?
Yes. The red look. When she came out, she had on like the gypsy outfit. She looked amazing.
Was she showing leg on the one side?
Yeah. Yes, she was.
Those did you see how muscular? I mean, probably from dance, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But her legs were just like, what?
She had a booty. She got a booty.
and her legs are svelte. It's just like so toned. They were gorgeous. I was just like, Lady Camden, I'm gonna need you to show legs in every outfit because
I put a question mark next to Diabetes on her red look. I don't know how I felt about it. Like I don't know if I loved it or if I didn't like I don't know.
I loved it. I loved it because it was unexpected. I was like, oh, she looks good, polished, put together. I'm not saying it was the greatest look, but
I thought her head was too small. Like her shoulders look, the rest of her body, the way the outfit was cut, it made her head look so tiny. And the fact that she had those little baby ponytails, and I got the anime reference. I got what I got what she was going with it, but it just like it was distracting, and I still don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah. I didn't mind it at all. Not my favorite, but definitely not the worst. But how do you feel,
so
Kelly?
who do you think was like the worst?
Whoever Georges. I didn't write down.
Georges and Maddie.
And jumbled-aya.
Well, no, for the red look, it was
for the red look, sorry.
It was Georges and Maddie were, I mean, Maddie said, I'm really proud of this look. It was the first look I ever made for myself. And I was like, girl, and you didn't edit? You didn't like change it up, elevate it? This is the first look you made for yourself as what? Going out to
the mall.
Like, out to the mall.
The mall.
The outfit would be
out to the Sizzler.
No, out to like a backyard Arkansas barbecue. That look would be so cute, but that's not where we are.
No, that's not where we are. I was like, you didn't even elevate it. Okay, it's your first look, get it. But you don't bring your first look you ever made to the RuPaul's Drag Race.
So the leopard look, I thought almost everyone killed it. Right. I thought Alyssa, Bosco, Willow in that black number. Oh my God.
So beautiful.
Willow, speaking of going back to what we were saying before about like this is a strategic competition, right? And so you're thinking, what can I do to stand out in a good way? And what do I think the rest of the, especially at this stage where there's so many queens, it's what the last thing you want to do is look like a copy of everybody else, right? And so Willow smartly was like, I'm doing black on black, and that look was gorgeous. That was gorgeous.
Yes, with the gold, it was
chain.
It was so good. It was so good. Alyssa in her look, and I don't remember if it was the leopard look or the bride look, but she had on those black shoes. It was the bride look.
Yeah.
Why did she have on those black shoes?
I don't know. I think that look.
It was so gorgeous. It was.
I think that look is what didn't have her win or be in the top 3, because the gown, yes, the shoes, but also if she made it a little bit longer, I think it would have been a little bit more dramatic.
That was a miss for me, like a big miss, because for me it was, my eye was so drawn to her shoe and trying to figure out why she had on that shoe that I wasn't paying attention to what she was actually wearing above her ankles.
Yeah.
And you don't want that unless you're modeling shoes.
Right.
Yeah. For that last look, for the bride look, I mean, Willow's was beautiful.
Oh my God. Willow, let me tell you something. When Willow walked out in that outfit, honey.
And the eye thing too.
The
eye veil.
Well, I thought it was, from a distance, it looked like it was just makeup. And then when I got the close up, it was makeup with the veil, like with the veil. Yeah, which was even cooler.
So.
Yeah, I thought Carrie pulled that third look off. I was really worried.
Hairy armpits.
Yeah,
hairy armpits.
I don't care about that.
Listen,
I'm not here for your patriarchal views.
That's right. Women can have hairy armpits.
Women can have hairy armpits.
That much hair.
I will not condone your misogyny.
That's right. My condone for this episode is Joe's misogyny.
I'm sorry, you're misunderstanding. So she put some fabric underneath her dress, and it made it look like she had hairy armpits all under her arm. It's like the brown hairs. It wasn't that she actually had hairy armpits, because that's fine, but it made it look like she had hair all under her armpits. I was like, what's happening? Oh gosh! I was like, "What are you talking about?" It looked like she made herself hairy armpits for no reason.
Okay,
to get married.
I did not catch that. I did not see that. But now I'm go back.
Rewatch the look. I was like, "She lucky she's safe," because
up on my phone. Oh God, because I'm so interested.
Oh my God, I was like, "What are y'all talking about? Why am I the only one?" I feel so alone.
We still don't condone misogyny, but Joe, you get a pass now.
Right. But here's my deal. Like, and I don't know if I'm the problem or
you are.
It probably is me. As we've talked about, I used to be a model, and
America, that was a hand model.
No, but seriously, more importantly, Carrie's runway walk is really like, it's not graceful or pretty. It's clunky to me.
Yeah,
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, her runway walk isn't graceful or pretty. It's very clunky, and it's so interesting because like her face gives you confidence and it exudes that confidence, but her legs are giving you something completely different. Like her legs are giving me Mr. Ed.
I like Carrie, but for me right now, her star is dimming a little bit in my eyes for the show. I don't know if it's just we haven't seen what else she can do just yet.
Side note about Carrie, was this just me, or did she like perk up a little bit when she found out there was a straight guy?
Oh yeah, she did.
She was like, "Oh,
yeah,
straight? Is that what you said?"
Right.
She missed the whole conversation too.
And she was like, "Oh,
she definitely.
I'm a pretty lady, Maddie."
Right. Hello, boy. Hello. So we talked all about the zebra, leopard, and animal bride. Let's get into the white.
Wait. No. We gotta finish June. I know June ain't much to talk about, but we gotta talk about that last look.
Could we skip her? Could we get to the end when she gets sent home? Could we just talk about
it? I mean, no, I just gotta say it. I just gotta say it now. Bitch, remove the plant or whatever she was holding, the flowers. She ain't show nothing. She wasn't proud of that look, and she did not show that look.
She was so stiff. And the fact that those flowers never moved showed you how stiff she was.
And her face was just like, yo, just Lord Jesus, please let me make it through this walkway. That's what it was. She was praying behind them plants. I mean, gosh darn it. I was like, girl, I'm disappointed.
I'm surprised she didn't put the above her face, like just cover every.
Yeah, I was like, look, say what you want about Lala Ree's tragic ball outfit from last season, the bag ball, but Lala Ree was trying to sell that shit.
That's right.
That bag falling off. Lala Ree was like, yeah, I know you like this. I know you like this. And June's sitting there with all the fabric in the world, like, such a shame. So ashamed.
Well, not as much fabric as her second look, where she couldn't even walk.
She's true. Oh, T, are you frozen?
No, I just this is all I have to say about June.
Yeah, she was the right one to go home this week. When we can get into the lip sync in a minute. But
oh my God, yeah.
So what looks are left? The bride,
the white and the blue, the red, white, and blue bride. Okay. Angeria, that white look, the way she opened up those pants and then walked in. Oh my, why is she this fantastic?
Yeah, she was like surprise when she opened up that gate, and so you got to see her pants. I was like,
oh my God.
Yes, I was okay with Deja. It looked very well put together. So yes, she's a seamstress, but is she a designer, darling? Is she a designer? That's what I'm looking for. I didn't really see it. It was put together well.
I do not like Deja's makeup. I don't like it. I think it takes away.
I'm with you.
It doesn't amplify her or make her pretty. Like it's too light, and even like if you take that away, even if it was like the right shade, it just I don't know. I don't like it. She hasn't done anything with her makeup that's been like, wow, her face is incredible.
She is a queen who is very much into the details.
Yeah.
And you can see those details in everything she wears. And so I'm always watching and looking at the details of what she's wearing. So I'm going to have to pay better attention to her makeup.
I didn't like the sash.
I was just gonna say I don't know how I feel if that.
Oh, a bride dress.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we moved on to the bride.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her bride. Yeah, I wrote why the sash. That is exactly what I wrote.
Yeah,
it didn't need it.
And that bride look Angeria had on.
She can sell that today. She's gonna sell that
today. To any person who's a sample size, and they would pay thousands of dollars for that dress that she made in 8 hours.
Yeah,
like it was stunning. That beating like the beating moment going across her body that Georges was going for but failed at, like that cross pattern of the beating, the color, that vibrant red, the way it draped, the cape on the and the fact that the cape started at her biceps. Oh my, are you kidding?
Like, she's got
and she was like, so 3 checks.
So let me get this straight.
So 3 checks. Okay.
Is there anyone else that we need to really discuss?
Maddie. Okay, that white look, the stars and stuff. I was like, Corey said this, so I'm gonna credit my boyfriend on this. He said it looks like he's in like an elementary school play.
Yes.
Looks like he's performing in a play that the mother made the outfit. And hey, oh, you're the moon and stars? Oh, baby, I got the perfect outfit. Look at my baby. It looks so cute. That's what it looked like. Trash. Maddie's gonna have to be a little bit careful about her drag because in some ways it's going to read a little bit more costumey or a little bit more pedestrian or a guy just dressing up in like a lady versus truly embracing or truly understanding drag. But she's trying.
It's the awareness piece, I think. Mm-hmm. Like there's a difference between a queen when you make an outfit, especially, or put an outfit together. Like Carrie probably knew that third outfit. Like this isn't something that's great, like you have that awareness because you know what level you can be at, right? And I just don't feel like Maddie has the awareness. Like I fully think she thought all of her looks were incredible. I think she thought like these are sexy, these are stunning. I'm like living. Because that's where she's at. Like she thinks like this is
so. Here is my idea about why Maddie's drag doesn't translate to us metropolitan people. In like this is like I feel like this is really valid, right? Think about where Maddie lives,
right?
And the way Maddie is dressing, especially as a straight man, this is probably what he sees as people or the women in his life being like the fancy girls,
right? High fashion,
right? If that's his frame of reference, the problem is that his references need to be expanded.
I would buy that excuse in 1983 pre-internet. That excuse just does not work with like streaming and cable and internet.
But it
like,
does.
Social media.
Because I agree, Kelly. No, it does not. Because as Ruth said, look at a magazine, find someone who is your body type and copy it. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. We
still all do what people around us do. Like you dress the way people around, like if you see somebody in your neighborhood and you're like, oh my God, I love that outfit. That's the outfit that you try to emulate. You dress for where you are for most people, right? He's learning now. Like my view is too limited. And I think that's what it really is. I think he's not been in a place where he had to recognize like my view is limited. And now he's in a place where he's like, oh, I have a really specific idea about what a presentation of a woman is, because that's what he's doing. He's giving you a female presentation. And I think that now he is starting to hear, like, you need to expand your ideas. And I think that I hope that he can.
No, I mean, I definitely think he's taking in all the criticism for sure. But there is nobody in whatever town he is at, unless they are like a sixth grader, wearing that damn dress. Okay, there is nobody, OT,
Like,
that he emulated that outfit from.
if you're not in a Christmas pageant,
he saw that in a magazine, or he looked at some drapes or some curtains for a 2-year-old, for a toddler, and said, "Hey, I'm gonna make a dress out of that bitch, and I'm gonna do something different for an evening gown." You go wear that in the evening, bitch? No, that was a mistake. And if Maddie Morphosis is going to lean more into the creativity, which honestly I think she should, because that right there is a realm where it's a little bit more gray, and you don't have to necessarily be so huge into like drag or being like hugely wildly feminine-esque, if I can say that. She needs to lean more into that, but she needs to elevate it and not just costume.
Let's just go to the lip sync since we're talking about Maddie. I was just like, this whole thing is a mess.
Maddie did not win that lip sync. Maddie was gifted that lip sync.
Against anybody else, and with any other queen, she definitely loses, hands down. Maddie does. I think the thing that saved her was how messy June's performance was, and like her taking off her taking off the shoes.
Messy isn't the word. Desperate is again the word.
Yeah.
Right? Because actually June was doing great. If June would have just let the dress fall.
Yeah.
How many people's clothes have come off during a passionate lip sync and they won?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were so busy.
Oh, you meant the top part. Top. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you were so busy editing and trying to look perfect and trying to do, pulling your dress up. And then that wig reveal was dumb. Why did you turn your back to the judges when you pulled off your wig?
Right.
That was stupid.
And bitch, I saw it already underneath before.
Yeah, and it was very visible under your braids. Yeah, exactly. I saw it.
And I don't like a
never take off your shoes.
Yeah.
You never take your shoes off.
No. And then also I'm with you, OT. What she had underneath was like just like a black bra. Like it actually didn't look bad. It would have looked like she had a skirt on. Just better. Roll with it. Just roll with it.
Yes.
But that was what she did with the African dance when that thing fell off. She kept trying to fix it from her head. So again, that she hasn't learned a little bit yet on how she should perform or convey herself, condone herself.
And when you take off a garment, don't put it down where you're gonna have to dance around on. Throw it to the side.
Honestly, where it came to be is because they both were honestly in the bottom, because they didn't seem like they were really expressing any type of joy in what they brought to the runway. Right? Yeah. There was no good energy. There was no confidence. It was all like, nothing great was exuding from them.
Right.
So it came to the bare bones where the person who's going to win this is the one who can keep it together.
Yes.
Under pressure. Well, June went all the way out, stripped everything, a complete mess. And Maddie still looks like how she did when she came to the at the beginning of the lip sync. She still looked like a drag queen performing in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Maddie didn't win. June lost. Like,
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Perfectly said. June it was not ready from day one, was not ready for this competition. Yeah. And if she ever comes back, she needs to be a lot more prepared.
It's so weird how like there's so much confidence in her interviews and none of that translated to the competition.
Okay, no, we can go straight into this. We could go into the condu, a coffee enema.
Oh my god,
That part
Rue
was
was on
cracking
cocaine.
me
I'm
up.
sorry, that was not just coffee. that had to be way stronger.
I need more.
I said coffee enema or drugs, girl.
That was cocaine.
that was that hilarious part of comedy where you just keep going. There's like a point when it's like everybody's laughing and the laughing dies down and you just keep going on with the joke and then it gets funny again.
Oh my god, Rue! It was hilarious watching Rue behave that way. It felt real. It was, you could tell it was unscripted. It was so funny, and you could see Michelle being like agitated because she's been through this before. Like she's met this version of her, and she's just sitting there like,
she's like, it's caffeine. It's caffeine. It's caffeine.
Yeah,
it's caffeine.
it was really fun.
Wait, but speaking of the judges, I think that wig was the worst Michelle wig I've seen since she's been doing the gray.
So
I've been loving her gray. I like loving how she's going with that theme. I love that she's like doing the gray. And her wigs are usually look expensive. They look amazing. Whatever that was last night.
I didn't like that wig either.
No. And also, should I have known who that judge was? She's from Empire, the show?
She's from Bling Empire.
Yeah, Bling Empire. But
she's kind of like Kardashian.
Yes.
Like when they just were getting started or like had a few. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right. So condos and condones.
We already talked about all mine.
Oh, did we?
Well, I haven't talked condones, but yeah, my condo was just pretty much RuPaul's coffee enema.
my condo of the episode was bringing back Orion's story. I do not know why Orion's story, even on that first episode, tugged at my heartstrings, but that, like, not only did Orion's story tug at my heartstrings this episode, she ripped them out and like placed them into her body, and we are now connected. Like, there is something so interesting and so likable about Orion's story.
But you're biased, OT, because you're married to a white Michigander. So
truth.
You know your type.
Truth.
My can-do was gonna be the cute moment with Cornbread and Willow.
Is it not going to be that anymore?
No, we already talked about. No, it still is that. I just loved that. It was really sweet, and I appreciate those little moments in the workroom.
Condones, Joe.
I'm going to say the one that probably pissed me off the most, because it pretty much went unacknowledged, is the level of basicness, basic bitch assness, right? I don't want to see no basic shit on the runway. I don't want to see it. Okay. This week it was George's. Future episodes, please don't let this shit happen again. Right. Bored.
Well, we already see that next week there's going to be a moment like that, so I'm very interested.
Yeah, I don't know if that's shady editing or not, but
right.
Yeah, I want. One thing that I've learned from all the seasons I've watched of RuPaul's Drag Race is you got to drag it up more. And so if I see some basic shit on the runway, bitch, go home.
Drag it up.
Exactly. Drag it up. You got fabrics on the wall here. You got all these things to accessorize that basic ass shit. Do it.
And you're looking around the room at like what some of these other queens are bringing, and you're thinking this is fine. You know.
That's clear.
Yeah.
My condone of the moment, and we have definitely talked about it. Those black shoes. Like, why did Alyssa have on those plain black shoes? Don't wear plain black shoes with that beautiful gold dress. Don't do that. Like, you're a drag queen. You're a great drag queen. You're not just some average chick. You're not some person who is learning as they go. You came in here a fully realized, polished character. Right. We have seen you be fantastic. Yeah. How do you come out there with those plain black shoes on?
We already talked about mine, which was don't take your shoes off on the runway, and don't have so much fabric that you can't even walk. But the other one,
she brought that dress, yo. She brought the dress. She didn't
it wasn't
it.
A maid.
She brought that and knew her ass couldn't walk in it.
So, your condone is June Jambalaya.
But I will say, as an aside, this is really a condone, but going back to the chocolate bars, the only thing I could think of when they were talking about the chocolate bars and like keep them safe, and then like you're supposed to tuck them away while you're lip syncing and whatever, is how gross and melty those chocolates are.
I think they edit that and have them come back with the chocolate.
Do not eat your chocolate bar when you pull it out of your sweaty boobs after a lip sync.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing that I had in my notes was the little bit between Carrie Colby and Angeria about sharing.
Oh.
She's like, Sharon or sharing? Sharon. Oh, Sharon, who's Sharon? Oh, some rich white lady, Sharon Stone. Oh,
who that?
Is she a friend of yours? I died. I watched that thing twice. I died.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Funny. That was funny. All right. So, anything before we do the closing?
Listen to us on Spotify. Watch our pretty faces on YouTube. OT is a model, so you probably want to tune into YouTube to see.
I am not a model anymore. I'm old now.
Again, a hand model. Show them hands, OT. Show them hands. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at those hands. No, nice long fingers.
He's just the collarbone. Only the collarbone.
Only the clavicle.
If you need that pictured, only that. He's your man. And like reach out to us. condoneyourselfpodcast@gmail.com if you want to chat with us. And if you want to follow along on the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, we'll post like funny little clips. Sometimes post behind the scenes stuff that gets cut out, but is still really funny.
Because we're ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're ridiculous. Thank you, everybody, for watching Condone Yourself podcast. Tune in next week where we will be discussing episode 4 of season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and we will break down exactly how we feel about everything. Feel free to join us and talk about it too at Condone Yourself podcast. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Good day.
Good day.
Bye.
Good day, sir.
Bye. Yeah. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved how like Andrea was getting like fake mad too at that. Like
she would talk and then she'd be like,
yeah.
I think we got it.